Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your Miracle Mindset Monday for this week. So, remember, with our Miracle Mindset Mondays, this is just a generalized energy forecast for the week. There are no personalized readings. If you're interested in your own personalized reading, please feel free to visit my website, awakeningmiracles.org. So, for this week, we're going to be using the Frequency Tarot. We're going to be using the Psychic Tarot of the Heart, and we're going to be using the Oracle of the Angels. Now, it may be interesting because, the Psychic Tarot of the Heart, good morning, everyone. The Psychic Tarot of the Heart is usually used for relationship readings, but what I'm going to be using this for is to help us get to the heart of the matter for this week. So I'm really excited to see how Spirit uses those cards for this week. So good morning, Maria. Good morning, Shirley. Good morning, Becky, and a happy Labor Day to you. Hi, Shaw. Hi, Rosemary. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. For those of you that like, share, I truly appreciate every time that you do that. I love to see your comments. Even if I don't answer you live, I still love to read those comments and see all of that interaction between all of us. So I thank you so much for that. So let's go ahead. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks for joining. Let's go ahead and let's see what frequency we can embody this week in order to help us keep us in that vibration of miracles and joy and happiness. So let's go ahead and let's see that. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. All right, so let's see the beautiful vibrations that we get to, beautiful, have for this week. Ooh, I love it. What beautiful energies. All right, so we need just one more. Oh, well, thank you, Becky. All right, so let's see here. Our first card for this week is all about the mother. So this is all about nurturing. This is all about being caring and really embodying that for yourself, being that nurturer, being caring for yourself. And that's what this card really represents. It also represents if there is anything that you hold against your mother, maybe there's like a grievance, maybe you have a strange relationship, maybe, you just don't have that type of relationship that you really want. This week is a wonderful opportunity to start that forgiveness process, forgiving yourself, forgiving your mother, forgiving the circumstances. This is also a wonderful opportunity to practice forgiveness on forgiving yourself for maybe mothering everyone else, being really kind to everyone else, but not really being kind to yourself. So that is our first frequency for this week. Now, our second frequency, I think, goes perfectly with that card because it is number 73, the meanie. And this is really about confronting your ego and confronting that, the little I that says, you're not good enough. You don't deserve, love. You don't deserve compassion. You don't deserve to be nurtured. You don't deserve love. You don't deserve, anything. We have to let go of that. We have to really look at that, really be willing to forgive that and to know that it is not true. You deserve nurturing. You deserve caring. You deserve to be cared for, not only by others, but also by yourself. And also, not only about, these mothering concepts, but also just facing down the meanie, facing down the ego that says that your self-worth is only based upon what you have, or what you know, or who you know, or how much money you have, or the car, or the house that you live in. Really looking at all those things about self-worth is another great opportunity for this week. And we have our beautiful spirit guides to really assist us in that. You can really ask your guides and say, guides, I'm really wanting to practice this forgiveness. I'm really wanting to, face down my meanie, but I'm really scared, because looking at these things can be really scary. They can be, just terrifying. And we need to be willing to say, you know what? I really need your help here, guides and angels. And the best way to do it is not just to be like, okay, heal it. We have to acknowledge it, because there is this premise of free will. Our guides, the divine, your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, your higher power cannot do anything for you unless you invite it in wholly and completely. Not a little bit, not just, even if you invite it in a little bit, that's still better than none at all. But really asking for that, like 100%. And that's what we need to do. And asking for that healing, asking for that guidance on how to move forward. And we also have our soul family. So this is really about connection this week as well. Connecting with that mother energy, connecting with your guides, connecting with your soul family. And if we notice, the three things that we're really asked to connect with, so our mother energy, the spirit guides, and soul family, it's all actually helping us to confront the meanie, because each one of these can really be a way of assisting us in seeing the truth. So, we have our guides, we have the ethereal, if you will, and then we have the physical as well, with, having that soul family, having those people who are around us, who support us, who can really help us to dispel our own meanies, and, to help us to see the truth. But it all starts with that acknowledgement. It has to start with that, because if we don't acknowledge that, there is an issue, a problem, then, what the divine really, it knows what to heal, but yet we're not willing to give it. So we must be willing to do that for this week. So that's our first card, or those are our first cards for this week. So now let's go to the Psychic Tarot for the heart, and let's see what's at the heart of this matter. What's at the heart of the matter here? Okay, well, that is beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. And then we just need one more. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful representations of what we just talked about. So our first one is refusing to see. At the heart of the matter, we have closed our eyes to the truth. We have said, I don't want to look at this. I don't want to see this. 2020 has been hard enough. I don't need to look at these issues. But that's the thing. We do need to look at these issues. And I completely understand that 2020 has been a roller coaster of emotions and things and just insanity. But each one of those insanities, each one of those really high highs and low lows is an opportunity for growth, is an opportunity for us to look at, when we're in those lows, that's the growing point. That's when you get to say, you know what? Why am I here? Like, why am I in this low? What must I believe in order for this to be happening, in order for this to be true? And so we have to be willing to see. We have to be willing to open our eyes so that we can seek the truth. Like I said, seeking the truth is about really acknowledging, within yourself. And what's interesting about both of these cards, if you look, both of them have that golden light, right above the head. And so it's that beautiful invitation to say, you know what? I have to acknowledge what's going on here so that I can seek the truth. And the truth that we have to remember above all else is the world is not happening to me. It is happening from me. So if we stick with that, then we simply ask ourselves, what must I believe in order for this to be true? So let's say that your meanie is telling you that you are unworthy of any love unless you have like 100 clients. Let's just say that, or your business is really successful. We have to be willing to say, okay, what am I refusing to see here? Well, I'm refusing to acknowledge that I still believe that my self-worth is based in what I have. I seek the truth. Okay, well, what's the truth here? If I'm seeking the truth and the world is happening to me, what must I believe? Well, I must believe that my value to the people around me, my value to the world is purely based on what I do, not what I am, which is the light of the world. And that's actually from A Course in Miracles lesson. It is lesson number 61. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. That is my only function here. That is why I am here. We're here to be that light of the world. And then we have card number 6, which is giving and receiving, which is finding the synergistic union in giving and receiving, which then brings us all the way back to our very first card about the mother. And, giving and receiving is, in fact, that harmony, that synergistic union between, masculine energy, which is doing, and feminine energy, which is that giving. So we must find that. So this is also asking us to look at, why is it that I have a hard time receiving? Or why is it that I have a hard time giving? What must I believe about giving? What must I believe about receiving in order for this to be happening, in order for it to be hard for me? Once again, acknowledging, seeking the truth. What must I believe? And then we get into that beautiful harmony of giving and receiving. So now let's go to the Oracle of the Angels. And let's see what beautiful messages we have from the Oracle of the Angels for this week. And thank you all so much for these beautiful comments, for this beautiful interaction. Thank you all for sharing and liking and giving those hearts. It is greatly appreciated. Okay. Oh, goodness. Oh, beautiful. All right, 2 and 3. All right. So our first card here is awakening. So, of course, we are awakening to the truth of who we are. We are awakening. We are opening ourselves up to this beautiful new way of interacting with that feminine energy of the mother. We're awakening to the truth of, giving and receiving. As we do that, we are releasing that old stuff. We're letting it go. And, when I say letting go or releasing, a lot of people, they may groan about, oh God, more releasing, more letting go. But really all letting go means, all releasing really means at its fundamental core is I no longer find value for this belief or for this thought. And so I'm letting it go. There's no more value to it. You wouldn't keep a flashlight that doesn't work, that has a burnt out bulb. You wouldn't keep that flashlight. There's no reason to keep it. It has no more value. If you could put in new batteries and, it still doesn't light up, you would throw it away. And that is what to release something is. It is to realize that that thought, that belief, that situation, it no longer holds value for you. So I like to look at things in that way. So that way I can say, I can release this because I'm not attached to it. I'm saying, okay, thank you for your service. Thank you, idea or situation, person, place, thing, idea. But there's no more value here. I've learned what I must, and now I can continue on. As I do that, the door to the infinite opens up. Why does that open up? Because I've released. Well, it opens up because I have let go of what has been holding me back. I've let go, so now the door can open. I may have had a handful of rocks, and there's, a hand-sized diamond on the floor. Well, I can't pick up a hand-sized diamond if I have a handful of rocks. So I have to drop those rocks so I can pick up that diamond. And then we have the beautiful card Initiation, which is really just telling us, okay, we're ready to go to this new level. We're ready to really begin our stair step up to this new way of being, this new way of interacting with the world through the guises of, what we're looking at this week, which is acknowledging and really seeking that truth. So let's do a quick little review of our energies for this week. So we have the Mother card. We are asked to either acknowledge why we don't feel like we can nurture ourselves, care for ourselves, or we're asked to also look at our relationships with our mothers and really see if there's any forgiveness that needs to happen there. If there is, great, wonderful, regardless if they are here in the physical or not. As we do that, we have our beautiful, as we do that, we're really going to face down the meanie. We're facing down that ego aspect that says you can't be loved, you'll never be loved, so forth and so on. And then we have our beautiful spiritual guides to help us. We have our soul family also to help us. So we don't only have the ethereal, we also are having the physical this week. As we begin to do that, we really have to be willing to see. We have to stop projecting onto everyone and everything else and really open our eyes to see the truth so that we can seek that truth. Remember, one of the best questions you can ask yourself, what must I believe in order for this to be true? As we do that, we're going to really get to see the beautiful, we can bring giving and receiving into beautiful harmony. And remember, harmony is synergistic union between all things. It's not, let me be really focused on giving and then focused on receiving. It's both working together for the highest and best good of all. As we do that, we're going to be awakening our hearts. We're really going to be awakening and seeing things in a different light. We're releasing those old values, those old ideas. Remember, we're looking at them and saying, which means we have to acknowledge them, this no longer holds value for me. This isn't helping me. It's not aiding to my joy, my happiness, so it no longer helps me, which then opens the door to those infinite opportunities as we begin to initiate ourselves to those higher and higher realms. So I thank you so much for joining me. I thank you so much for being here. I thank you for sharing, liking, and commenting. It has been a pleasure to be your reader for today. And for those of you that follow me on my ACIM support page, I will be there shortly.